today, as above, so below. This is my day of power. If you have never been on my live, my name is Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. I'm the apostle and pastor of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated, and my beliefs are deeply rooted in the ATRs. I want to say salutations to my Madrina, to my Padrino, and to my Oba, and to all of my brothers and sisters and Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Palo, Kamdumle, to each and every one of you guys that are practice the ATR, that are in the church, and those that have left the church, don't want to have nothing to do with church, but we here to talk magic. We here to talk spirit. What's up, my Stormy from my Sagittarius from Detroit, honey, and God is good. Um, and it's going to get better for you. Once I take care of me, things gonna get better for a whole lot of people. But I'm excited. I want to say to each and every one of you guys, and hello to my Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, and Virgo. Hello to each and every one of you guys. Those that are excited about learning spirituality, and what I mean by spirituality, the base and foundation is energy, frequency, and vibration. The reason why I teach universal laws, because universal laws when it comes to spirituality affect and a part of everybody's magical process and also manifestation. Whether you're good at magic or not, it doesn't matter if you're doing root work, doing prayer work, don't matter. What's up, Dimitri, my Gemini in the house? I also want to say to each and every one of you guys, this is an exciting time for my tribe. This is an exciting time for those that are have membership, those that are aspiring to like promote themselves and exalt themselves in the sense of getting more tools. Let me tell y'all something. Like Mother Susan said, it's always on my day of power. Something awesome happens for me. So what I've been doing, and I can only stay for a moment. When I go to a meeting, okay, no problem, Jimmy. Thank you for chiming in. Appreciate that. But let me explain this. And as you come in, guys, make sure you hit that like button and share, if you will. But let me explain to this. And this is why I'm so bent, I'm gonna use the word hell bent on people understanding foundation, understanding their energy, understanding their particular pathway in magic and spirituality. And once again, let me iterate that I'm a Sagittarius, my moon is in Aries, and my rising sign Pisces. This is so important to the building block of whatever you decide between you and your eguns or ancestors to do, because this is the foundation you got to stand on. I'm gonna say that again. You're not learning this for me. This is about what you deem important, how you want to manifest, how you want things to turn out in your life. Do you have the ability to what's the word I want to use? Do you have the ability to deal with the opposition? As the Bible said, do you have enough men to go up against he that had 10? Do you have enough men to go up against somebody with 20? So these are all the factors that a individual, gay, straight, or bi, rich, poor, you melanated, short, fat, skinny. These are all of the things that are gonna matter to you when it comes down to you trying to accomplish goals. You can have a desire. You can have a plan, but it has to be within the capacity of your ability and also those spirits. All my it's confirmation. Dang, I'm at work. I have to rewatch Just Stopping in Say Hi. Thank you, baby Scorpion. I know that I'm retired, but I have some exciting news. So, and now you've been following me, and I was making a determination whether I wasn't gonna go TikTok or YouTube, and I said my real people that care about me are on YouTube, and if anybody that really cares about what's going on with me and how God is moving from my ministry, from my website. So let me go on. I want you guys to understand that you do not have a leader, you do not have a spiritual guide that does not deal with some of the same things you guys have dealt with or dealing with. And the reason why that is important, because if you got somebody that's dealing with certain things and they're overcoming, I'm not talking about somebody going through. So I have to because I'm anemic. I'm born anemic, so I have certain blood work I have to do. So all of you guys remember now. Mother Susan told me to ask this question. My hemoglobin last I got it tested, it was a 14.6. And I thought that was because they told me I would never get above an 11. Um, and when it came back, I was ecstatic. My son, my mom, just my sister, everybody in my tribe, and most men don't have a 13 no less than a 14.6. So I just left my doctor's office earlier today because I thought it was 10:45, but it was really 10:30. But anyway, long story short. So my hemoglobin on today is 15.5. When I said Mother Sue said she was trying to pronounce it. She said you got to be extraterrestrial. She said, Apostle, I don't work in the hospital. I've never heard any, especially a man, having a hemoglobin of 15.5. So I posted it on my YouTube. And let me tell y'all something. And y'all know Apostle Eda like to be honest. And this is why I trust in Egun like I do. I trust in my spirituality. I trust in Mother Earth. Y'all know I don't trust doctors, but it is what it is. So I don't like. If I be honest, that's why I'm a real healer. I'm a real anointed vessel to Isaiah 10:27. I'm a real person when it comes down to the craft because I use my own healing incense. I use my own ceremonies. I don't necessarily turn to people, and y'all know when it came to me receiving Oba and me receiving Oloku, I can give a research to myself. So I have to utilize other people to receive any cauldrons or any orishas, any of that sort. But the workload be on me. The study be on me. This is why I tell people all the time to study yourself approved. And I know some of my haters came out here, and that's the last thing they want to hear, that my hemoglobin is a 15.5. We cannot get this bastard down. No matter. But I wanted to discuss this about divine healing and also understanding your body and what cleansing your body. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I'm a hoe, but I'm an anointed hoe, and I'm 52 years of age. And just like most people won't admit this, I done lived and I have been promiscuous to the point I should have every disease known to man. If you want me to be honest. But God has always protected me. Divine has and all that I do, and still doing. but I do take care of my body. I don't believe because you are sexually active that you go out there free willy nilly, but I do teach about how herbs and cleansing your blood and all these different, and especially your desire to practice in the ATRs and understanding how these spirits are attached with certain herbs and certain plants and certain trees. But even with that type of knowledge, everybody don't have proof. Everybody don't have the patience to allow nature to take us its course in your body, or nature to and take its place when it comes to things you desire. If you're in a rush and you're trying to manifest something, then you deal with hot spirits, fire spirits. You deal with cinnamon. You deal with all spice. There's certain reasons why I keep saying. That's why I say, won't God do it if you let him? I shouldn't say him. I should say let them. I think I did that. But my point is, whether you get protected by feminine energy or whether you get protected by masculine energy or you got blessed by both. At the end of the day, it's a process, and it's understanding where you are, being informed about what you're dealing with, and then making the necessary decision to invest in your health and your well-being and your spiritual armoire. I want y'all guys to understand that all of my victories and the victories that I give other people have a lot to do with me being consistent, me being knowledgeable, and me pushing through opposition, delays. When I tell you guys about don't wait till something happens, which I call that reactive, and being proactive, that means be getting ahead of the situation. Proactive action, no matter if it's hoodoo, voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi, Palo, that type of mindset and that type of forward moving and forward thinking will always put you in the best position that your situation occurs. So I was sitting there and knowing certain things that were going on, and I told y'all I'm taking our time, getting my rest, taking our time, not dealing with too many clients at one time, and all this stuff has helped me to recuperate and studying, getting information, getting understanding, repositioning myself. I love, because y'all know how I feel about doctors. If you think I did not salivate in the look on my doctor's face, because this guy is a new doctor. I come from another hematologist, so he only saw me twice. And the first time he saw me, when I was already on my road of recovery, he said, "What are you doing?" He said, "What are you doing?" He said, "But these numbers." I said, all I'm doing is praying. Which that ain't true. But medical science does not mix with African traditional sciences. So trying to, just like him trying to make me understand his medical perception, there's no reason why I would try to teach him my African sciences. But at the end of the day, it's about results. And the look on his face, because what you're not going to be able to do is charge me all that money that what I got privilege of. They done charge my insurance almost $500,000 since I've been going through this immunity, anemic thing. Test this, test that, test. But let me tell y'all something. I am so glad that this is my path. I am so glad that I was taught how to move. Yeah. And Stormy, and you're a Sagittarius too. We risk takers. We live wild. We love a challenge. All of that. When I tell you, he said your blood, your organs, he said everything came back normal. Everything. Now that he wasn't happy about that, but I was happy about that before I showed up because I had already went on my chart and I already seen my Hebrew. That's the only thing I be focused on because I'm still learning about a lot of the other aspects of your blood work. But I knew how important that was and how the iron is a part of your hemoglobin and how the oxygen, your hemoglobin is how the red blood cells traffic all through your body, including your brain. So I got more blood in my body than I think I ever had. And I don't know how many people had their blood work done because I'm not a hospital person. I'm not a doctor person. So all this brand new. I'm gonna say that again. In 1 month, I went from 6.3 to 5.3 to 4.3, and in January and February, that's where I was struggling. That's where everybody saw none of the yoke stuff. That's where I struggle. When I say Jehovah Rapha is a healer, when I say that Elohim Sabaoth is a protector, when it's even the medical professions have to admit and acknowledge, number one, prednisone did not do what's going on with me. It caused the problems that I got, but it didn't bring me to the place I am right now with my hemoglobin. That ain't nothing but divine intervention, nothing but being guided, what herbs and things to take, and being consistent, and already being on their health care. I want y'all to know, if you're going to be a part of the ATRs, I'm not sitting here telling you what to do, but at some point, you need a testimony even from the unbelievers. I'm going to say that again. You need a testimony even from those that do not believe in your practices and think that you know how many people sit up and tell doctors that they believe in God? Do you know how many people that sit and tell the lawyer that they know God gonna make a way and they get defeated? But how many have been experiencing what I have been experiencing, and to look at my doctor in complete disbelief and trying to medically explain to me why my blood levels are like they are? Do you hear me? It is so important that you have a real relationship with your egos, that you have a real relationship, because we all gonna be tested. We all gonna be challenged. But when you truly, sir and ma'am, have a connection to the deity or the Egun or the Loa, the Orisha, or the Impungo, to Mother Nature and Father Sky, results. When I tell you over my Ferifun Oya, Alafia, Iligba, Alafia. When I tell you Ola Damari and Alofi is shining on me, and therefore whom he blessed, can't no man curse. And this is the thing. I share my blessings with my tribe. I share them. My victories are not about me. It I believe that I'm braggadocious. That's my belief. And I was bragging and boasting when I superseded at the 14.6 hemoglobin. Y'all already know. Now that I got the report, it's at a 15.5. I already know God gonna move. I already know that God gonna bring me through. I already know that I'm gonna be fully restored. But this is the thing. It's on paper. How God is defying their logic. The Bible says that God will dumbfound the wisdom of the wise with the simple things. The simple things. How can this be? And you know what that puts me in the mind? I said, I know I'm going to millionaire status. See, you can't believe God in spirit in one area of your life and then disbelieve in another. You got to have balance. And one of the things that I'm trying to tell people, if you get into something, stay in it, and see what the end gonna be. How can you affirm or attest to a spell or a conjure or a particular tradition, and you yourself, certain man, did not stick around and see whether it was gonna manifest or not? That's the whole purpose of being scientific, to watch and observe, to pay attention to the reaction of said items. How do you know how strong you are? How do you know how strong I am? How do you know this is a good relationship between me and you? First of all, won't God do it? That is somebody understanding, like the Shadrach and Meshach and Abednego. If God don't deliver, it doesn't change the fact that he's a deliverer. Everybody's not in that state of mind and mentality. And I want to encourage you, if you're going to get in the ATRs, make sure that you're anchored and rooted and grounded and abounding in these works, so you don't make none of us shame. Not as a root worker, not as a conjurer, not as a mystic, not as an oracle, not as a healer, not as a root leg, whatever facet you in. It should be a mindset of understanding what I'm really after. And I love manifestation. See, this is the thing when you're a Sagittarius. Do I like going through what I'm going through? Absolutely not. I want front on you. But that was the only way that I was going to get the testimony I got right now. Even though I do pretty well by myself, there's other things that I don't. And also, when something is hereditary, and I was telling God this, I was suffering no loss because of my anemia. Because I wasn't going to allow the anemia to take away my quality of life. See, they're just like the serenity prayers. And I'm going to tell, especially a Sagittarius, and anybody listening, when you come to those places that there's nothing you can do, you can't change the person, you can't change the situation, you can't change the circumstances. Fine. Now, what I do have power of how I respond and how that circumstance or that person or that situation deals with me. I'm going to say that again. Once you come to a place in your life that this is the trial that you got to go through, this is the situation you got to contend with. Once you get over all of that, certain man, then you come to the next mature declaration. I have a right to choose how I'm going to navigate in this situation, since it ain't going nowhere. See what I'm saying? When we have those hurricanes and you ain't left town, and once you realize you got to bunker down, then your strategy matters, because it's gonna affect whether you suffer no loss, a lot of loss, or a few loss. And this is what I'm telling you: if you find yourself in a situation, because I can't do nothing about bloodline. If it's in the blood, it's in the blood. It's hereditary. So don't tell me about, Pastor, you need to understand, but I got hereditary stuff just like you. And then I have certain behavior that jeopardize me, my promiscuity. That I don't call myself a hoe for nothing. So in this situation, I realized that I had to deal with it. But I've been, every day God allowed me, I've been getting up, giving my body what it needs to heal itself. Giving my body the rest. Now, you don't know me. My moon is in Aries. I ain't never been somebody that sit down since I was young. When I was young, I was always sitting on my ass. But as I got to be an adult, I was always on the go. Always on the go. And to get rest was irrational to me. And rest is not only a part of healing, but rest is a part of you recuperating from anything that you've already endeavored or you went through. And that's something I was not good at. I'm telling you that even you want certain outcomes for yourself, you have to make an adjustment to your own behavior to get certain probable outcomes. I'm going to say it again. God is good. And God is great. People do not understand when it comes to ATRs. They can't make you do anything that you're not willing to do. And you can't sit around and wait on somebody else to do something for you. It's the same mentality that Christians have about Jesus gonna come and save them. Jesus is gonna come and deal with Trump. Jesus is gonna deal. In that case, if it was all about Jesus, we would have never had 400, 500 years of slavery. I'm gonna say that again, whether you like it or not. In the age of Aquarius, your individual Christ, your individual Christos, your individual Kundalini energy, your individual when you learn how to harness and direct and disperse that energy in your favor, in your behalf, you're going to see so many different changes. You're going to be able to correlate with other people, and then y'all do what? Greater work. This is why this is important. This is why this is significant. This is why there's a, let me tell y'all something. I send all kind of information. When I'm a Sagittarius, when they love you and they care about you, if they know something or when they share information with you, that's something personal that they love you. They love you. They care about you. I'm explaining. So with my congregation or people around, y'all don't understand, we have certain chats and I put a lot of information in there. If you don't ever tune into a live, I give out enough information. If you really wanted to bring about a change in your life, if you don't like the reality, ask yourself this one question: what can I do now? I might not be able to do this, and this, but I can do this. Any movement, especially on my day of power, any movement that you make towards a different outcome, in reality, that is your commitment to self. Anytime you sit there and talk about what's going on with you and you're not making any type of moves or actions, you deserve the day you got it. I've heard so many people testimony that I never got prayer from me. Ain't never. I listened to one young man. He had cancer. He got diagnosed with cancer, and him and his girlfriend. He had some money though, but him and his girlfriend went to Mexico, and he went on a fruit diet. He changed and he disconnected from the people that of his surroundings. When you want change in your life, but you don't want to change, you don't want to make no adjustment. You want to own your own business, but you won't become a better employee. To me, psychologically, none of that makes sense. I don't care if you're using High John the Conqueror. I don't care if you are using devil's shoestring. I really don't care. Because magic cannot correct your bad decisions. Spirituality, initiation ain't going to correct your mindset. And you the one going to be directing that energy left or right, up or down. And depending on what type of life you want to live and what kind of outcome, if I was in a lot of y'all situations, and my mama told me this, it's better to have a tool and not need it than to need that tool and not have it. I'm going to say that again. Being proactive. I'm not even a mechanic. I'm not even mechanically inclined like that. But I got a battery charger. I got tools to test a battery, namely mine. But if I have some friends or somebody over here, I can get some things popping. I might not even be good at it, but I got the tools. You might not be good at hoodoo, voodoo, Santeria, or you might be. But the point is, you got the tools not necessary to make something happen. Why that don't make sense to people, especially melanated people? I can get certain outcome and turn around because of the things that I got available to me. And I didn't wait till I needed it. You have to go get it. Because that certain man is wasting time. You are not valuing relationships. You're not valuing the opportunity while you have those relationships. And you waste a lot of time trying to worry about what somebody think about you. When you looking for God's provision, say for instance you trying to get some money up, and I'm gonna show you my mentality. Once I done put on the table what I can provide, the rest is left up to them. I don't tell them how to get the other part that I need. Your problem is you worried about your part when it comes to providing, and you worried about God or Spirit's part. When you want to move forward in your life, you have to make some type of action. What's up, Pisces God? You have to make some type of decision to move forward in the direction you want to go. And then they will assist you as you move forward. It's if you buy the candle, then you done did your job. Because the manifestation is between the spirit and what they're gonna grant it to you now. But you can't say that's supposed to be your outcome when you made no action. I don't sit. Let me tell y'all something. For a man like me to live how he has lived, to have your doctor tell you your blood work normal, you came from a 4.3 to a 5.3 to a 6.3 to a 10.2 to a 10.7 to a 4.6 to a now sitting at 15.5, and you don't think I'm gonna boast in the Lord and the power of his might and her might. I'm telling you strategies that will get you in certain places in your life and your spirituality. And you will start benefiting off of taking certain action. Don't worry about what you can't do, because you can't control that. I'm gonna say it again. Don't worry about what you can't do. Ask yourself what it is that I can do. Because whatever you put into action today gonna make your tomorrow better. Whatever you put into action this morning gonna make your afternoon better. It might not be materialized. And this is what I tell about black people. Get out of this instantaneously and this instantaneous magic. And what I mean by that, you know, if you're gonna have a home cooked meal, it's not gonna be done right away. You know, if you paint a picture, you ain't gonna finish that painting right away. You know, if you start building something, it ain't gonna be built right away. Why, when it comes to magic and supernatural conjure, you don't have the same mentality? You don't pay attention to what got to work behind the scenes, what got to be maneuvered, what you got to do. All these things got to come to synchronicity. But when it comes down to the things you need in your life, magically and spiritually, you think what's important is how fast to get done. Let me tell y'all something. I ain't like none of this stuff I went through, especially when it comes to my health. But I have a profound respect. And remember a while back I said I ain't gonna be boasting and ain't gonna brag on nothing ain't showing up for me. So how can I, as a Santero in Ocha, not brag on the Orishas? And they've been showing up and showing out. My Fetty Foon, oh yeah. My Fetty Foon, the relationships that I had have been tested. Life-threatening tested. And when I look up, I can't help but give God the glory. I can't but thank and honor and venerate the Egum, the spirits. But that also puts me in a different mindset when it comes to my spirituality. You can't have confidence if you don't go through nothing. You don't have testimony if you don't go through nothing. We just like I heard a black preacher and say to me and say to the congregation, everybody want to go to heaven, but nobody want to die. Everybody want to go to heaven. Everybody want to get to the next level, the next floor in this spirituality. But nobody want to get on the elevator, and nobody want to wait till the elevator takes you up to the next floor to open the doors for you to go out, so you can be on the next level. That's process. That's process. And if you want things moving fast in your life, you gotta put a goddamn seatbelt on. So all of y'all want everything snap, crackle, and pop. You gonna have whiplash, spiritual whiplash after a while. Because you are not gonna be able to learn through what you're going through, because you're trying to get in it quickly and out of it quickly. You ain't even smelled the rose, the chocolate, nothing. How you gonna learn? How you gonna not repeat that cycle again? When I say won't God do it, he can do anything but fail. And then whether you an E5, you want that to be about everybody else in your country. When you're a water sign, your vibration and currency matters. When you're an air sign, your mind state matters. When you're a fire sign, your energy matters. When you're an earth sign, how you do stuff and how you prepare stuff matters. Because each one of these elements manifests everybody differently. But they can be trying to achieve the same goal. You're not learning energy from me. Because when I was going through that situation, I had to be in position. I had to do what I had to do and do what it takes. If you want certain breakthroughs and you want a certain jaw-dropping testimony, you got to be going through something worthy of that. Thank you guys for being in. If you don't mind hitting that like button. Let me explain something. My oil of the day is amber. It's a fossilized ointment from the palm tree. It's on my day of power. Let me tell y'all something. I can present certain candles and instruments because I use them. I want to be prepared always to be able to get what I have need of. And when I need a tool, all I got to do is reach for it. If you start moving your life like that, even if you don't have money, don't mean you won't eat. Y'all ain't trying to hit me. I say even if you don't have money, it don't mean you ain't gonna eat that day. Even if you ain't got money, don't mean your bills ain't gonna be paid. And that's because always making sure you got what you need. This is something that why root worker, a lot of the sanitary and other people in the Ocha community, me and you ain't alike. Cause I'm gonna get what I need. I don't care how much of a babe I was in the religion. My mentality was mama may have, daddy may have. God bless the child that got his home. Let me tell you something was also on my mind. I said, let me get what I need from my padrino. I ain't looking for something to happen in our relationship. But if it does, and we have to part ways, I got what I need. Some of y'all ain't even hanging around to get what you need. Because you think that time of peace that you have between your madrina or your mambo or hungar or pastor, that's for you to lollygag around. No, get what you need, baby. While y'all on good terms, get what you need, baby. While things on the up and up, get what you need. So if perhaps something happens and you disconnect, you ain't disconnecting without your tools. You ain't trying to hear me, huh? I'm telling you how real magic work, real conjure, real spell work, and that you have security. What's up, my kingmaker in the house? See, this ain't pep rally talk, and this ain't good talk. This is somebody speaking from experience. This is somebody getting their own testimony. If I can bring myself through, and I told y'all this before, I said if you thought I fought for Minister Mario, son of a Joseph, you have no idea how much I love myself. I'm gonna say that again. If I was ordering stuff from Japan, from Asia, from Mr. Mario, what you think the love of God in my heart for myself? Hey there, honey. Do y'all hear me? Don't tell me you got self-love for yourself and you not doing what ever it takes. Because as the commercial said, you're worth it. Don't tell me you're worth it. Show me you worth it. To get the tools necessary to make your life better, to make your life less stressed, to protect yourself from your enemies, rivals, and adversaries. I know my numbers were going up when I did this live. Because everybody ain't happy that my blood work came back at a 15.5. Everybody ain't happy that you got your financial breakthrough. Everybody not happy that you and such and such got your relationship mended. Everybody ain't gonna be happy about the good news, but you need to go tell it on the mountain anyway. I ain't telling it for you to be happy or sad about it. I'm telling you because God been good. Even though I practice black magic, you still hear me say, won't God do it? That Dr. That white man, that pale face, non-melanated practitioner of medical science was dumbfounded. It dropped his mouth. I could have put my penis, my nuts, and my ankles in his mouth. Like Medea said, your face cracked. Because you not expecting. And this is what I want y'all to understand. When they see us go through something, they're expecting us to go down. They're expecting us to derail. That man said ever since I done had him as patient, this man is going up, up, up. What are you doing? I know when I left there, he was running all kind of tests. I bet he was showing other doctors. How is he getting these numbers? How is he getting these numbers? Just 2 months ago, his red blood cells were fighting that and eating themselves. Sabasha. Just 2 months ago. And we still wasn't able to find out how to stop it. That when we had him on prednisone that was fucking him up. We were gonna get them kidneys. This wasn't no year ago. This ain't no 2 years. This ain't no 5 years. This was just 2 months ago. We got 4 months of data on this man medically. And how did he go from this to 15.5? And now I got to walk in my office with this black American man and tell him all his blood work, your kidneys, your organs are good. At 52 years old, you good. That's a testimony. That's worthy of Kobiende. That's worthy of Babluaye. That's worthy of Jehovah Rapha. I don't care. Listen, I know who God is. All I'm trying to explain to you, if you let God, if you decide to not be so smart and acknowledge God and let him direct your path, you will be surprised of the path that you will be on, the victory that you will have. Especially when you, let me tell y'all something. If you a Sagittarius, if you opposite of Sagittarius Gemini, you got Sagittarius. Let me tell you something. When you as a person know that somebody looking for you to fall, for their actions for their actions to that they intended to pull the rug from up under you. Their lack of engagement is supposed to have you in a place of lack. When you know this, and your God, your spirit bring you through, you don't get quiet. You don't get quiet. You go tell it on the mountain. You go tell it everywhere. You know why? Because if you have failed or what they intended to do, they will go and tell it everywhere. So then you don't want to go carry the good news like you was carrying the bad news. I don't have no problem being my own personal mailman. I don't have a problem being my own personal oracle. Do you understand? It ain't just the healing. It's the financial victory that's coming along. It's drawing people to me that actually want to learn magic and spirituality and ain't looking for no microwave ass teaching. Something they're gonna endure hardness as a good soldier. And you know what happened in the meeting with the doctor, the one that got the MD and the license? I addressed once again about prednisone and what it was doing to my body. He never acknowledged it. You want to acknowledge how it's unexplainable why my blood levels are where they are. But you don't want to explain this fucking medicine that y'all prescribed to me and that it was strong steroid and that I had a dose of that same medicine up to 80 milligrams. When 10 milligrams is strong. My dosage went all the way up to 80 milligrams when I was never a medicine taker. And how it suppressed my immune system, my soldiers, my fighting force. That's like you got your protection up and somebody suppress your protection. You damn right stuff gonna be able to get in. Do you understand what I'm saying? And now on today, on my day of power, I get to sit in your office and watch your face hit the floor with all your medical science. Because them damn tests don't lie. I don't care what I've been exposed to. I don't care what I've been through. What I do care about is the results. And the results say, I am clear. Like the lady, Poltergeist said, this house is clear. Bitch, I got out of there with so much satisfaction. I got out of there and drove all the way to Stewart, back from Stewart, with joy in my soul. I love to win court cases. I love when the doctors, that's why they kept telling Mario, what is going on? And they told him, we'd have no explanation. Why you alive? That's how Mario kept hearing. From doctor to doctor. It was unexplainable. When I say the power of God is in my life, and you want to know why I talk so outrageous to some people, because God done been just that good. If he had been as good to you as he was to me, you would be dancing and shouting too. 52 years old, a black man in America with this piss poor food. I use this amber oil. And what amber is a type of pine oil, but It's a fossilized oil. I think I done sent some of this to some of y'all. Because I ain't just trying to say it. I'm telling you what I use. Demetrius did a myrrh candle. Stormy did an oil candle. Everybody Sunday the Kingmaker did a roll opening candle. Like, let me tell you something. Don't be hating on nobody that is putting the work in and putting the effort in to get manifestation. If you don't put the work in, you don't put the seed in the ground, why are you looking for a watermelon? Why are you looking for a watermelon? Do you know how I get the testimony sexually that I got? It ain't all been good, but most of it is. You can't have a testimony when you are not applying yourself. I ain't telling you to go out there and do the stuff I did, because a lot of people wouldn't have made it. They'd have been dead. Yeah, I like what Demetrius said. My myrrh candle is myrrhing. Yes, yes. Let me explain it to you like this. You have no idea how much belief I have now, because you couldn't imagine how much belief I had then. You thought I was confident yesterday? I'm going to say that again. You thought I was confident in my conjure yesterday? Like my mother-in-law used to tell me, Sam, when you speak, you thank you God. Don't hate on me. When I say something, when I believe something, I ain't moving. If y'all, I knew God was a healer on yesterday. Ebasa. I knew God was a deliverer on yesterday. I know he was a provider and a protector on yesterday. But on today, there's some levels to this. There's some a place where you are unshakable by anything beneath you. I done dealt with some pressure. I done dealt with some trials. I done dealt with some enemies. But on today, I was telling y'all to kiss my ass yesterday. But I'm going to tell you, like in the words of my grandfather, you can suck out of my ass till it shrivel up like chili on today. When I tell you I know they got me. They for me. That's not no bit. I got the evidence. I told Mother Susan, I said, baby, I got the receipts. Like, yeah, my granddaddy was something. He was Sagittarius too. My grandma was Sagittarius and my granddaddy. So, you know, it was fireworks 24/7. And when he actually told that to my grandma. He told her to suck his ass until it shriveled like shit. And in return, she put 9 bullets for every child she had in it. My granddaddy, even when my grandma died, he would talk about how she the ice picking. He said, all I can do is cheat on her because I can do nothing with her. So my grandparents were more than a mess. And I am too. I said, my mom was something else and my dad is something else. But I am something rather else. Yes. And on today, Demetrius, on today, Stormy, on today, Kingmaker, oh my God. If I didn't think I had the power on yesterday, I most certainly believe and think I got it today. You can't keep showing up and showing out for me like this and think I'm just be quiet. I ain't even that type of person. I'm not even that type of person. You know how many times that them white people get to tell black people, I'm so sorry for you. We're doing the best that we can. on today, my conjure is real. My belief system is real. It's been tried and tested. I I didn't care what you thought about me on yesterday. Your ideas, your perceptions, your opinions meant nothing yesterday. They have even less value on today. If you want to get to a place, especially you flowing this energy and frequency, because I would never thought I can give less than a damn about what people be out here doing. But it has been solidified. Huh? He knows how I brag on my vanity about how I look and how I dress and how I look in my clothes. I talk about that in front of y'all too. But you gonna make this even better at 52? You gonna make me harder and stiffer at 52 than I was when I was 20 and 30? Oh my Lord, what am I gonna do with all this? I'm gonna find something to do with it. I bet you I'm gonna find something to do with every one of these inches. I bet you I do that. I bet you I'm be like my granddaddy. I'm leaving here on empty. I promise you that. Wherever you find me at, I'm on empty. I'm poor side the road. I'm on empty. Cause I'm gonna ride this cause I can ride this. This man and this woman. I was doing some stuff for Mother Susan, and I was telling her about my eyes being clear, and she was talking about, Apostle, you always look good, but I could tell something is going on in your face, and you getting younger and younger. And I was saying in my head, and I'm getting harder and harder. I like the young part, but I even more so. And you still don't want to get my spell work. Okay. Like I said, to each their own. Live and let live. Won't God do it? If you let him. If you let, I don't care if it's hoodoo, voodoo, Santeria, Kumi, Congo. These ain't number of facts. This is not a crazy man on YouTube that's talking junk. This is somebody that has solidified records. And I posted them. I can't tell you how many people I done slept with in my life thus far. But I can tell you this. My hemoglobin is 15.5. I take no credit whatsoever. Because my behavior has been trifling. But the blessing of the Lord do it make it rich. And he addeth no sorrow. And I'm not in sorrow on today. I'm not like my auntie. You got to sit in the hospital and say, I did this to myself. I don't have that testimony. She going through everything she done put her body through. On today, she got a different testimony than I got. But we both thankful because we did what we wanted to do. That's one thing for sure. Ain't nobody made us do what we did. But I thank God for redeeming the time for my sake. If you going to follow me, I can only teach you what I do. I can't teach you what somebody else do. I can only teach what I do. I can only approach your situation the way that I would approach it. If you trying to look for me to do it like somebody else did it or how you would do it, I'm sorry, sir, man. I ain't a preacher and spiritual for you. But if you ready to go to the next level on this ride with me, meet me at the website. Meet me at PayPal. Meet me at Zelle. Just meet me. But not for free. I love y'all. This is my day of power. I'm gonna get some rest. I'm too keyed up to even lay down. I'm gonna try to get some rest, and then I'll be on back tonight. I'm excited. Mafedi Fun Yanza, Mafedi Fun Oba, to each and every one of y'all that gave me a chance to prove I had the chops, the skill to manifest like I've been out here and talking. And Kingmaker, I don't know if he's still there, baby. Thank you so much for coming down and getting that fumigation and giving such a powerful, accurate, and truthful testimony. I thank you. I'm waiting on Dimitri. He already told me he got to get down here. I want y'all to test and see my cauldron if they ain't the shiggity. Cause I'm gonna boast. I'm gonna brag. Cause I got a right to. But the ones that are gonna come down here and experience this, cause hearing it over the line and on social media is one thing and it's good. But honey, when you get here, when you get here and see it's this and some, then the sky's the limit. The sky is the limit. I love y'all. I see y'all a little bit later on today.